Hey everyone, happy Friday, good morning. I wanted to make this video for you guys as we go into our first weekend since we kicked off the Fit Club to talk about a few things. I am so cold. It is cold here. I don't know if it's cold where you are, but it's really cold here. So, Friday focus time, okay? I wanted to reach out to talk to you guys about a few things coming up. And then what I'd love for you to do is take a few minutes to watch this and then post your answers in the comments of this thread. Guys, this group is going so awesome. Like, you're kicking booty. And what I love is, this is what I want you to do today. I want you to go to your, you press the little plus button and you can see, I'm still figuring out the app too. You see your whole calendar, and I want you to see how many workouts you've logged and how many Shakeologies you've logged this week. Because for me, I don't know about you, but I have going 4 for 4, so today will be 5 for 5. That's a huge win, okay? If you're 3 or 4 or 2, whatever it is, we have to celebrate that. Every week, if you go back and look and see what you've been able to do, it will give you two things. Number one, if you're not satisfied, it will give you that desire to go forward stronger. And if you are satisfied, it will give you that confidence to stay the course. I have my Why Not Me tracker on my fridge, and every day I've been checking it off. And the two areas I'm struggling with right now are my water, because it's cold and I don't want to drink cold water when it's freezing. So I need to just start drinking some hot tea. And then the other area that I've been struggling with is sleep. I don't know what's going on. Usually this part of pregnancy, they say you're going to be exhausted, but I'm tired all day, and then at night, my body's exhausted, but my brain won't turn off. So my focus going into next week is going to be sleeping and water. And I think part of that is I need to get unplugged from electronics after a certain time too. So anyway, so those are kind of I'm just sharing with you how I evaluate. The other thing I want to talk to you about is make sure this is our first week and maybe you've tried some of the different programs out, and that's really good. You want to get some variety, especially for those of you that purchased the All Access Challenge Pack or that you upgraded to the All Access for Beachbody On Demand. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I posted a video about it, but you can, if you're a Beachbody Club member and you're not a coach, you can do one of two things. You can upgrade your All Access to 1 year of all of Beachbody's programs plus any new releases, or you can cancel your club and get the Challenge Pack, which includes Shakeology and the All Access at a discounted price. So if you need Shakeology, that's kind of the better deal of the two, but both are great options. And then for coaches, because of our discount, we don't do Challenge Packs, but we can upgrade. So most of you have, I upgraded this past week and I'm excited. But All Access is there to have access to the programs, but there's something important about following a program. The workouts are lined up in a manner that makes sure that you're working different parts of your body. You have recovery days. So if we just hop around and try this, that, this, and the other for this entire year, we're not going to see the same results as if we pick a program. So you have a couple options. Beachbody has a challenge du jour, and they do select workouts with the challenge du jour from all the programs, but the company does it in a way where trainers put them together in a system that will help you get results. So if you want to change it up every day, follow the challenge du jour. If not, if you've tried a couple different things this week, chat with your coach and say, I tried Hip Hop Abs, and I tried Size, and I tried Body Beast, and I tried Pyo, and I really liked Hip Hop Abs. Well, then do it. It's a 30-day program. Stick to it for 30 days and make sure you're taking your photos and your measurements, and then share. Something that we need to know, I want you to know in this group, there's no shame in sharing your wins. So if you have weight loss, share it. If you notice a difference in your photos, share it. If you notice you're feeling better, or you're for me right now, I've eliminated most grains for the week. I did, I shared, have that splurge last night, but I'm feeling better. You know what I'm saying? We have to share the progress. It's because it doesn't, I used to think that if I shared my progress in my challenge group the first time I did it, that it would make people feel bad or that people would judge me. The truth is, two things. When we share our progress, with the group, we can lift one another up and celebrate. There's no shame. That's the purpose of being here. And if it does bother somebody, that is where I'm going to go to next. That indicates something on the inside that their coach needs to help them with, which is the other part of this group. Okay? So make sure we're following a program. Make sure we're sharing our wins along the way. Now, I've been doing, you guys know, those of you know me, I'm a book junkie, right? So I'm finishing up a book called 50 Shades of They, They, and it's about surrounding yourself with people that lift you up and make you a better person. And it's a great book, honestly, very quick read, and I've been talking about it with my older daughter because I feel like for her age in middle school, it's really a good, it does talk about like intimacy and sexuality and things, so if you haven't had that talk with your kids, like you don't want to talk about it, but it talks about the importance of things and values. Anyway, I'm finishing that up, and then this morning I picked up this book, The Power of a Praying Wife, because it's been on my heart to read it for a while. But I'm reading a book called Made to Crave, and for most of you that have been with me for a while, and if you're new to this challenge, then I always give the Made to Crave devotional to my new challengers. And there's a reason. So this is what we talked about in our study, and I want to share this with you. So I know this video is a little bit on the longer side, so forgive me. But she talked about this story about how her daughter one time put all the ingredients together to make a cake. She followed the box, she did the eggs and the oil and the water, she mixed it just like you were supposed to. She greased the pan, put it in the pan, preheated the oven, put it in the oven, and sat there and watched the cake bake, right? Said it would take 40 minutes. At 20 minutes, the cake looked done. So her daughter, instead of following the recipe, decided, but it looks done. On the outside, it looked beautiful. So she took it out, put it on the counter, let it cool, and when she went to cut into it, it caved in. How does this affect me? How does this have anything to do with our challenge group? We are following the recipe, right? You have your Why Not Me tracker. We are pressing play on our day. We are drinking our Shakeology. We are drinking our water. We are posting in this group. We are encouraging one another. We are trying to get in sleep. We are trying to take a day to do something like with our date night, or just like if we're not married, like for ourselves, like a girls' night. We are meal planning. We are prepping. But here's the deal. We can look like everything's great on the outside, but if our inside is not solid, we're going to cave in. So when you see people posting, if you're comparing yourself to them negatively, that's an inside issue. And I want to help you focus on that for a minute. So lean in with me for the next 3 minutes, okay? It's an inside issue. I started my first challenge group 3.5 years ago, and I was afraid to post. I did not have a lot of weight to lose, but I had a lot of emotional baggage to lose. I was a very insecure person. No one knew it. I loved to be around people. I invited people to be around me. I loved to socialize and gather people and lift one another up. But I compared myself to everyone all of the time. And because of that in the challenge groups, I would do really well for a while, but then if somebody posted their success, I would judge myself as not good enough, and then I would self-destruct and do something stupid like eat too much of something or just say negative things. That is why personal development is the other piece of this that's going to help the inside of you become strong enough that it can support the outside changes. So you're going to have times in this journey where life is going to happen, it's going to get hard, and you're going to want to go back to your old habits, whether that's maybe emotional eating or not exercising or, crawling into a hole and not talking to people. Those are some of the things that I would do when I'm stressed. Personal development is going to be that missing piece that helps you. If you don't know where to start, if you struggle with emotional eating, if you're a person of faith, if you struggle with body image and how exercise is a good thing, when you sometimes will tell yourself I don't want to be too into myself, because we all want to be humble. But there's false humility too, and I struggled with that. Made to Crave is an excellent devotional. I like the devotional because it's 60 days and it breaks it up into chunks. Another really good podcast, if you don't have time to read a lot, there's two podcasts. One's called The Comparison Trap by Andy Stanley, and it's actually an app that's free and you can watch the videos. Or he has, if you're a person in ministry, it's called Enemies of the Heart, and it's a podcast that Andy Stanley did. And he's a Protestant minister who did a phenomenal job talking about how there's no win in comparison and identifying those places and then telling us what to do when they happen. For example, if somebody hits their goal before you, to praise and give thanks. So if you're a person of faith, like I am, when I see somebody pass me up when I had a goal and they hit it before I did, instead of saying, oh, see, you stink, to be like, Lord, thank you so much for giving that person that opportunity. What a blessing it is that you have done that for them. And I trust in you, and I know that you love them and you love me, and I'm so thankful. Just praise. So that's a good resource. If you struggle with trusting the process, if you feel like it takes forever to get to your goal and you get overwhelmed very easily by all of the things you need to do and you don't know where to start and so you freeze. There's a book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Phenomenal book. It talks about how it's the little things done every day over time that help us. It's a book that I give my coaches, or encourage my coaches to read when they first start this business venture. I've had challengers read it, and they have loved that book. So that's another one I recommend. If you have a specific thing you're struggling with, just ask, and one of us can help you. But I want you to lean in. I'm going to be posting videos in here twice a week. The Monday video will have a focus of the week. It'll be calling you on and encouraging you. And then on a Thursday or Friday, I'm going to hop in here and do the same thing. I'm going to be sharing with you things that I'm reading in my personal development that have been really exploding in my spirit and helping me grow. I might even share YouTube videos in here that I watch, because sometimes when I don't have time to read, I listen to YouTube videos. I have a plethora, if you've ever seen the Three Amigos, of personal development books. And they're spiritually based, most of them, but some are not, that have changed my life. Because here's the deal, and this is why this group is what's going to make a difference in your journey. You can drink your shake, you can press play, you can follow those containers to the T. You can lose every pound you want to lose and still feel so heavy, because the inside of you is not done. We all have hurts. And this is where the personal development, my challenge group 3.5 years ago, changed my life. Okay, I'm not the same Kelly that was 3.5 years ago. I have confidence. I believe in myself. And when I have really bad days, because I still do, I know how to get through them because I have an emergency checklist. I know good podcasts. I know to pray. I know to talk to my husband. I know to talk to my coach. People think when they sign up for these challenges, they're signing up to lose weight or to get stronger. And that's true. But the other thing they're signing up for, if they really take advantage of the full opportunity, is to grow in your mindset. Because that's like the whole Romans 12, 1 and 2. Like if you're a person of faith, and if you're not, I do not mean to offend, but that's just who I am. Like it talks about how our bodies are meant to be give spiritual worship to the Lord, and to not be consumed by the world, but to renew our minds to what is good, pleasing, and perfect. Well, Scripture helps us to do that, but there are phenomenal books written by amazing people that help us to do that too. And we have to be open to that change. It's going to help you be a better woman, a better wife, a better minister, a better mother. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to share that with you today. Like, let's start cooking the inside of that cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be ashamed of that. So what I want you to post in the comments below today is what you're reading. And if you don't have anything to read, I want you to post in the comments what you want. Like this is something, I'd love a book that would help me with not getting overwhelmed, or I'd love a book that would help me with procrastination, or I'd like a book that would help me with negative thinking. Like you write it below and we can give you suggestions of books. And then every week when I hop in and I share one of the days, I would love for you, if you read something, post your shake and workout. But if you're reading something and you're like, holy cow, underline it, take a picture, post it in the group and share that too. Not everyone's going to do this, and that's okay, guys. But here's the deal. That is what helps me keep pressing play. That is what helps me, like, not be hopeless. That is what is helping me going to my 7th pregnancy instead of being totally afraid of gaining all the weight and being tired and the pain of labor, and knowing I got to take it one day at a time and then I can do hard things. So I wanted to just give that focus to you today. On Friday, I'm going to be checking in with all my peeps. So coaches, check in with your people, talking to you about your weekend, checking in to see how things go. I will be checking in through the app and Facebook. If you're not receiving your messages and your email, please let your coach know, because this is something new in this venture. We have some new people to welcome, so please make sure as people are introduced that we welcome them into our FitClub. And post that for me today. Let your coach know too, like, what's your PD? You know what I mean? So I'm going to try to drink this. I'm so thankful this cup keeps my coffee warm, and try to warm up because it is so cold. Have an amazing weekend, guys. Press play on life, and let's cook the center of that cake.